Chambers.
My dear viewers and listeners, Assalamu alaikum. I am Mashood Iqbal and I practice as a barrister at London View Chambers. We are based in London and have satellite stations in Karachi, Lahore and Islamabad. We are producing a series of videos to promote awareness of various laws in Pakistan such as banking, securities, competition and intellectual property. This video is about introduction to Securities and Exchange Commission of Pakistan, which is also abbreviated as SECP. SECP was established by the federal government in pursuance of Securities and Exchange Commission of Pakistan Act 1997. It replaced Corporate Law Authority in 1999. SECP is the official regulator of financial services in Pakistan except banking, because banking sector in Pakistan is regulated by the State Bank of Pakistan. As the official regulator, it regulates corporate sector, capital markets, insurance companies, non-banking finance companies and private pension schemes. It also oversees various external providers to the corporate sector such as chartered accountants, credit rating agencies, corporate secretaries, brokers, surveyors, etc. SECP is a large organization with an army of staff from various walks of life such as bankers, accountants, lawyers, economists and other executives with years of experience in financial services and corporate management. On its official website, that is secp.gov.pk, there is a very helpful organizational chart. As you can see that right on the top of this organizational structure, there is Security and Exchange Policy Board. The Policy Board is appointed by the federal government. Previously, under the Securities and Exchange Commission of Pakistan Act, it had 9 members, of which 5 were from public sector and 4 from private sector. But with effect from 6th of August 2016, an amendment has been made into the Act, as a result of which the Policy Board has now 11 members, of which 5 are from public sector and 6 are from private sector. From those 5 public sector members, the first one is ex officio Secretary to the Government of Pakistan Finance Division. The second member is ex officio Secretary to the Government of Pakistan Law Division. The third member of the Policy Board is ex officio Secretary to the Government of Pakistan Commerce Division. And the fourth member of the Policy Board is ex officio the Chairman of the Commission. And lastly, the fifth member is a Deputy Governor of the State Bank of Pakistan, who is nominated by the Governor of the State Bank of Pakistan. The 6 members from private sector are appointed by the federal government, and they are known for their integrity, experience in commerce and industry. That includes corporate law, accountancy, financial services, investment, insurance, banking, academia and various other related fields. The Policy Board guides the SECP in matters relating to its functions and approves the annual budget. The main objective of the Policy Board is to guide the Commission in all matters relating to its functions and formulate policies in consultation with the Commission. The Policy Board is also responsible for advising the government on matters falling within the purview of the SECP Act and other corporate laws. It also expresses opinions on policy matters that are referred to it by the government and the Commission. At present, the Commission has 4 commissioners. The chairman is one of the commissioners, and then there are 4 other commissioners who assist the chairman in a number of ways. The second commissioner, the first one being the chairman, the second commissioner deals with matters that are related to corporate sector. The third commissioner deals with capital markets. The fourth commissioner deals with specialized companies such as non-bank financing companies, and the fifth commissioner deals with the insurance sector. We shall discuss the jobs of each of these commissioners in turn. Let's start with the chairman first. As I've already said, the chairman is the CEO of the commission. He provides assistance and advice on various day-to-day issues. He also provides his input in processing new laws, amendments to existing laws, and rules and regulations. The chairman has his own secretariat that's called Chairman Secretariat. It is responsible for managing chairman's official schedule, engagements, and correspondence. It coordinates with internal and external stakeholders on behalf of the chairman. The Chairman Secretariat is further divided into 5 different departments, and I shall discuss each of those departments in turn. The first department is Local and Bilateral Relations Department. It handles correspondence received from federal and provincial governments, ministries, parliament, donor agencies, regulatory authorities, law enforcement agencies, and bilateral relations with other regulators. The second department is Media and Corporate Communications Department. It liaises with the media to provide timely information on events, happenings, and changes in laws. It also organizes regular press briefings on various reform measures and works on the SECP's publications, including annual report, newsletter, website, portals, supplements, etc. The next department is Islamic Finance Department. It creates regulatory framework for Sharia compliant companies to ensure that they undertake their business activities in accordance with Sharia. The next department is Professional Development Department. It conducts and arranges training for the SECP officers and other capital market intermediaries. It is also responsible for the oversight of Institute of Capital Markets and the Pakistan Institute of Corporate Governance. The last department in Chairman's Secretariat is that of Systemic Risk Department, which considers the importance of management of systemic risk for the commissioner. Now we discuss each of the 4 commissioners in turn. The first being the commissioner for the corporate sector. Now, each of the commissioner's offices are first of all divided into different divisions, and then each division has further departments. So focusing first on the Commissioner for Corporate Sector. The first division is called Company Law Division. It is responsible for incorporation and dissolution of companies and acceptance or maintenance of information. It also monitors and enforces the corporate legal framework to promote transparency, accountability, good corporate governance, and practices. In this division, there are further 3 departments. The first department is Corporate Supervision Department. It supervises compliance by listed companies, public unlisted companies, private companies that have paid up share capital of at least 100 million rupees. It also deals with companies that are formed under Section 42 and 43 of the Companies Ordinance 1984, with the exception of insurance companies, non-banking finance companies, and mudabas. The next department is Corporatization and Compliance Department. It is responsible for administration of the Companies Ordinance 1984 and the rules and regulations made under it, along with other relevant laws. It registers companies, regulates their statutory functions, and monitors corporate compliance. It supervises the working of 8 company registration offices that I will mention in the next department. Well, the next department is Company Registration Offices Department. The SECP has 8 company registration offices that are located at Islamabad, Peshawar, Faisalabad, Lahore, Multan, Quetta, Sakkar and Karachi. Then in this Commissioner's office we have another division which is called Prosecution and Legal Affairs Department, which provides, as the name suggests, prosecution, litigation and legislative support. Like the previous division, this division has further departments, but there are only 2 departments. The first department is Prosecution and Civil Litigation Department. It streamlines mechanism vis-a-vis litigation. It represents the SECP in civil and corporate proceedings through special public prosecutors and prepares the pleadings. The last department in this division is that of Legal Affairs Department. It drafts and reviews legislation and provides assistance and liaises with the federal government about proposed legislation. It also gives legal opinions, vets and reviews laws, agreements, policies, show cause notices, notifications and orders. Then in this Commissioner's office there is a third division which is called Support Services Division, which basically provides administrative support. Like the other 2 divisions, this division is also divided into further departments. The first department is that of Human Resource Department, which ensures a congenial working atmosphere for the workforce, which includes continuous alignment of HR policies and their implementation in line with the organizational objectives and framework. It also deals with HR planning and budgeting, recruitment, compensation, benefits and funds management. Furthermore, it deals with performance appraisals and promotions and employee relations and grievance handling. The next department is Finance Department, which processes payments for authorized transactions. It also liaises with banks to ensure that banking arrangements are adequate and invests surplus funds. The last department in this division is that of Administration Department. It is responsible for organizing events, procurement, provision and maintenance of office equipment, medical services, maintenance and renovation of office facilities such as daycare and gym, safety and security of the SECP's premises. Now we move on to the third Commissioner, which provides support to the capital markets. Now, like other commissioners, there are further 3 divisions. The first division is that of Securities Market Division. The second is Investor Education and International Relations Department. And the third is Information System and Technology Department. Coming back to the Securities Market Division, which monitors, regulates and develops the capital markets. It regulates the primary and secondary markets as well as licensed entities and regulated persons through licensing, surveillance, investigation, enforcement and rule making. It also processes and grants approvals to prospectuses for public offering of both debt and equity securities. This division has further 3 departments. The first department is Policy, Regulation and Development Department. It designs and administers SECP's capital market reform agenda, including review and formulation of regulatory policies and framework, managing licensing, renewals and governance of affairs of securities exchanges, central depositories and clearing houses. Furthermore, it deals with implementation of structural reforms, introduction of new products and corporate governance standards for listed companies. The next department is Public Offering and Regulated Persons Department. It formulates the regulatory framework for commodity exchange and approves the new products for listing. It registers brokers and agents for the stock and commodity exchanges, the debt securities trustees, underwriters, balloters and transfer agents and book runners. The last department is Surveillance, Supervision and Enforcement Department. It is responsible for monitoring and surveillance of the trading activities at stock exchanges. It is also responsible for oversight, off-site monitoring, on-site inspections, investigations and enquiries of capital market participants. The next division/department is that of Investor Education and International Relations Department. It plans, designs, develops and executes SECP's Investor Education and Awareness Program through the virtual Jama Punji web portal and delivers educational seminars, besides ensuring resolution of investors' complaints. It also liaises with multilateral standard setting forums such as IOSCO, IOPS, IAIS and APG/FATF. The last department is Information Systems and Technology Division/Department. It provides technology support to create the required information technology environment. Then we move on to the Commissioner for Specialized Companies. It provides regulatory environment for a robust non-banking financial and mudaba sector. It also registers mudaba companies. In this Commissioner's office, the next department is Policy Regulation and Development Department. It performs the functions of licensing, registration, provision of regulatory framework and granting necessary regulatory approvals to the NBF sector, which includes mutual funds, REIT funds, pension funds, private funds and mudabas and microfinance, leasing companies and investment banks. The last department in this Commissioner's office is Supervision and Enforcement Department. It is primarily responsible for centralized functions of on-site inspection, off-site surveillance and enforcement of non-bank finance sector. And then we move on to the last Commissioner, which is the Commissioner for Insurance sector. Like other commissioners, there is a division which is called Insurance Division, and then there are further departments. The Insurance Division regulates, supervises and promotes sound development of insurance sector, which includes life and non-life insurance companies, takaful operators, insurance surveyors and intermediaries. Then the next department is Policy, Regulation and Development Department, which is responsible for policy reform, actuarial work, reinsurance treaty, facultative reinsurance approval, NOC for purchasing insurance policy from abroad, registration and deregistration. At the Securities and Exchange Commission of Pakistan, we also have a Translations Department, which was created in the wake-up of the Supreme Court judgment mandating the adoption of Urdu as the official language. It is responsible for translating all relevant laws, rules and regulations into Urdu language. It also trains employees into Urdu typing. Then we have a few other offices which are connected with the Securities and Exchange Commission of Pakistan. And taking them in turn, the first one is the Commission's Secretariat. The duties and responsibilities of the Commission Secretariat are diverse, which include performance of all secretarial work as specified in the Securities and Exchange Commission of Pakistan Act 1997 and the rules and regulations made under it. Then we have Sharia Advisory Board, which advises on Sharia compliant financial products. And then we have Internal Audit and Compliance Department, which is an independent appraisal process of various operations and systems of control to determine whether acceptable policies and procedures are followed, legislative requirements and established standards are met, and resources are used efficiently and economically. And then we have the appellate bench of the Securities and Exchange Commission of Pakistan, which adjudicates the grievances of the parties aggrieved from the orders passed by a commissioner or any authorized officer. It operates as per Securities and Exchange Commission of Pakistan Appellate Bench Procedure Rules 2003. The administrative functions of the appellate bench are discharged by the Appellate Bench Registry. Lastly, we have Audit and Oversight Board. The Securities and Exchange Commission of Pakistan is in the process of developing an independent authority that is called as Audit Oversight Board of Pakistan for the oversight of auditors of public interest companies to ensure adequate audit oversight. As you have seen, that SECP is a large organization with many departments and an army of staff. I must say that for financial services, Securities and Exchange Commission of Pakistan is one of the best regulators in the world. I have tried my level best in this short video presentation to give you as much information about SECP as possible. However, you are strongly advised to log on to the SECP's website for further authoritative and complete information. I would try to come back with another informative and educational video on another topic. Till then, take care. Allah Hafiz.
Chambers.